Well, good afternoon, folks. Welcome back to the farm. Well, welcome to the tractor anyways. I'm out with the father-in-law's big Kubota tractor here today. Want to bale up some hay. Yeah, believe it or not, there's a few sprigs of grass to roll up here. It's been an interesting morning, let's just say that. So yesterday he kind of called me last minute and said, hey, I gotta go to work. I got 40 acres out here down the road on a rented quarter. Would you be able to come out and wrap it up? So yeah, for sure, right? So come out, got the baler hooked up, went out there. Wasn't wrapping really clean. And anyways, got that all figured out. Got about 10 more bales made. And then all of a sudden, threw a belt across the front set of guides, and I was like, well, that's kind of weird. I don't know what would cause that. Maybe a guy swallowed a wrench or something strange anyways. So popped the door open, got the belt slacked off, got it put back in the guide. And right then and there, when I put that door back down, I should have done a slow rollover of the belt and checked the whole belt, but I didn't. I'm just like, oh yeah, no, got it back in the guide. Let's go. We got bales to make, right? And hell, anyways, I made 2 more bales, and all of a sudden, I looked over my shoulder, and there I saw a little thing go flip around, and here it was just a little coattail of a baler belt that tore off. And I'm like, oh yeah, no, she's time to stop. Before I could stop, that belt had actually tore right in half, wrapped around the front guides, and then the clutch piled up and said, no more, no more. So I ran back to the farmyard there, got the belt stripped off, got a new one on now, and so I'm just heading over across the river here now to see if I can bail up a few more rounds. I got 3 bales made, and wouldn't you know it, this thing ate the same belt that split before. It literally, when I went to wrap the bale, I'm gonna have that for lunch, and wrapped it up in the twine, and it actually tore. It tore right below where it's riveted on, so it wasn't like the pin come out or anything like that. That's a little frustrating. There's nothing more frustrating than the slow drive of shame back to the farmyard after you've just made a repair, and then the same thing breaks again. I'm back in the shop here now, got the baler pulled in, and asked the father-in-law, I'm like, well, what about this baler? And he's like, yeah, I don't know, like, I got 3 balers, well, no, I got 4 balers, he says. I need to take something to the auction mart, so maybe this fall don't buy an 8465 from the Ritchie Brothers sale, because there might be a few gremlins in there. Well, we're back home here now, and I'm just in the barn. Got the kids to bed and just wrapping up some evening chores. It's fairly windy outside, or I'd take you outside, but what's cool is, if you remember from the other day, I picked up 2 more rolls of electric netting. So before we even went out to Rio Grande to do the hay, I actually strung that in the ditch line and put all the market lambs into the county ditch. And that was kind of an interesting thing. I phoned the county and asked them about it. I had to leave a voicemail. So one lady phoned me back, and she said, oh, where is it? And I explained the address and everything and what we were trying to do. And she's like, okay, yeah, no, that sounds good. And I said, like, do I have to put a sign up? Oh, no. I said, okay, do I need to stand out there or anything? Like, is there anything I got to do? Oh, no, you don't got to do nothing. I said, like, okay, well, do I have to bring him in at night? Like, that's a rule at many counties. Like Red Deer County, for instance, they've got a prohibition on grazing in the ditch unless you got like a variance or special permission from the council. And if you do it, it can only be during daylight hours, kind of thing, right? So they got to come in every night. So I asked the lady, she's like, oh, no, we don't have any. So it's kind of the absence of rules makes permission. So that's fantastic. So I guess now that they're out there, I've got to be the responsible landowner and make sure that they're well taken care of and nobody tests the fence too hard, because I don't want rules written because of us, that's for sure. But yeah, no, they were pretty lax about it. But we did actually pull, that's why I'm in the barn. We actually pulled 2 lambs out there in that little pen back there in the hospital. They got a bit of diarrhea, so pulled them in and give them some Ivomec, get them dewormed, and then give them a shot of penicillin just in case there's something else going on there. So we'll keep them in for a couple of days until the squirts disappear, and then they can go out and get some frolic and some sunshine again. But I'm gonna fire up the big yellow tractor here tomorrow, or tonight, I'm gonna fire this up. Tomorrow, what it's gotta do, it's gotta lift a whole pile of rocks. So my wife on the east side of the house has a big rock garden over there. And she's got boulders like 3 feet across, just like boulders. And they're way heavier than the spec sheet on this tractor says this thing should be able to lift. The good thing about this tractor is it doesn't give a shit what the spec sheet says. It's just gonna go ahead and lift them anyways. Or I guess I don't really give a shit what the spec sheet says. I'm gonna go ahead and make sure it gets lifted anyways, because they are in the way. They are in the way of where the new greenhouse is gonna go. It's gonna go right on the east side of the house there. Kind of right smack dab where the existing greenhouse is, but of course it's 30 feet long, it's big. So it needs a bit of more footprint, a little bit more space. But for tonight, I'm gonna get this girl fired up because the burning barrels are getting a little bit full, so I gotta go dump them. And that should about wrap up the evening. So I think I'm not gonna make you listen to this old girl fart and pop her way across the yard. So I'll let you go for now. I hope you have a fantastic evening. We'll see you tomorrow.